Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are live. We are back in the hoarder's paradise of myself, Little Mo. Howdy, y'all. Friends and neighbors, my name is Little Mo. This is the YouTube channel, The More You Know with Little Mo. Or it's various bootlegs of it on Facebook and Instagrammy. Hi. I talk to you guys about things that I like. Things that I like music, things that I like movies. I am a buyer and seller and trader of original vintage film posters of all shapes and size. And right now, I'd like to take today and expound to you about a few of my favorite things, being Japanese original posters for other countries' paper. Not that I don't like Japanese film. I'm a huge Kurosawa fan. I really am. And all period samurai films deserve at least one viewing in my eye. Shout out Zatoichi flicks, especially, and the TV series. But I want to talk to you about the Japanese B2, one of the regular average sizes of a Japanese film poster. Now, I love the Japanese film posters for many reasons, but mostly it's the garish colors, the saturation of colors that are used in the designs, the different styles that are so wacky different from what you might see in, say, an American release of Friday the 13th or Gone with the Wind. It'll be totally flipped on its head for a Japanese viewing audience that's passing by the cinema on their way somewhere else. The average salaryman is drawn in after a hard day in Tokyo by different things rather than the average Joe working at a 7-Eleven in LA. So, anyway, let's take a look at some of the things that are on the board behind me. What we have here, besides a failure to communicate, is an original 1945 Jitterbugs film poster starring Laurel and Hardy, released in Japan. This is the B2 size again. Released in Japan in around 1949. This measures roughly 20 inches across by 29 to 30 inches tall, depending on the era of the poster in mind. This poster is in near mint condition with great cartoon faces of both Laurel and Hardy. It's been linen backed. It's rolled when in storage these days or not on display. The color is fantastic. I would price it at around $850. Right next to it is the original early 80s first Japanese release for Blade Runner. Ridley Scott at his finest. Harrison Ford and Rutger Hauer and Sean Young there in the bottom half of the posters below the title credit. And it's an amazing film if you haven't caught it, and it's an amazing poster for any sci-fi nut to enjoy. Down below, yeah, I'm going away, so I'm going to raise the pitch of my voice. We have an original, first release, East of Eden, James Dean film poster. Same size, same country, rolled, near mint condition. And behind it, we have a first re-release of Sean Connery's Dr. No, with Ursula Andress, well, for obvious reasons, being prominently displayed. This is also rolled. There's a bit of border fraying at the very bottom, but it's such a hard, gorgeous image. I mean, just check that out to find that it's worth a couple hundred if the day is long, I tell you. And behind that, we've got a newer piece. This is Scream. The art is a little bit reminiscent of the American art and the English art and the Canadian as well. In fact, it's darn near like identical, but different size. If you're a completist for classic cult horrors of Wes Craven, this might be something for your library of material. Last one I'm going to show you in this size. One of my personal favorites, the original 1979 release, rolled condition. Can you see that, fellas? That is Halloween. And there's Mike Myers in a totally different image from what you would have had in the American art. I'll show the American art for an original American one sheet here sometime in the very near future. But in the meantime, if you like what you see, if you need to have what you've seen, come on down and shop with Little Mo, why don't you? My eBay store is called Mo Hollywood's Vintage Backroom Number 1. And my Etsy store is called Mo Hollywood's Vintage. And my Discog store, where I sell music on the sly, is, well, not so sly, really. It's called Mo Hollywood. And so, yeah, I'd love to see you. I'd love to hear your want lists, your feedback, your enjoyment of posters, your enjoyment of cinema. I mean, maybe we share some likes and some top flicks in our library. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I might post again this weekend. I might not. You know what? I'm selfish. My time is mine. Take care of yourselves.